Yeah. Okay. So yesterday in our class, we discussed about learning outcomes that we are supposed to get when we study literature, and then we try to write it in terms of how literature shaped me. So in that way, we are trying to write, and we have seen a couple of examples that how it can be written, how some people are writing about their experience of living life with literature. And then you can go beyond literature and also talk about education as such, how it is shaping people in different contexts. Here our concentration is literature basically, because we also are trying to see that what is the importance of literature in life, how why literature is necessary, why we should have literature. So all your thinking, all your answer somewhere is also trying to answer that a larger debate which is going on about what is the importance of humanities, literature in society, in life, in academia, in job market, a variety of ways that we are having lots of debates around this. So somewhere your answers can be addressing those issues also at a larger context. In another way, if you want to see, we also can ask a question like what is the basic function of literature? What is the function of literature? And is that whatever we see as a function of literature in society, is that fulfilled or not? Is that function of literature fulfilled or not? You will find, if you just search functions of literature, you will find so many critics have said several kinds of things. You can start right from the days of Plato, Aristotle to T.S. Eliot, and people keep on. Terry Eagleton, they all have said what are the uses of literature, what are the uses of literature, what is the function of literature, what is the practicality of literature. Ideality is fine, idealism, be good, honesty, well, that is fine. These are all ideals, and but what are the practical aspects and how we can see those things in real world, in our real life also. Is literature saving our day? Is literature saving our day in any way or not? Is it developing our understanding? What way? How is that understanding helpful to us? Many ways we can extend our thinking as such. So when for example we start thinking in that, we say that, well, Plato said that I don't want poets in my utopia. Why? Because he said they are making people emotional. So, well, can we say that, well, that is true? People become emotional, and emotional people are not very good. Emotionally susceptible people can be driven into any direction. So you require rationality also. So can we say that literature is not making us rational? And we can say, well, literature makes us rational also, because there is philosophy in literature also. Yeah? So then we can counter argue with that idea, whether what is the needs of literary writers and what are the uses of literature. That is not only that it makes us emotional, but it also makes us emotionally strong. It also makes us more sentimentally strong. So we become, we can say, not emotionally weaker, but we develop our emotional intelligence. We develop our emotional intelligence, or our emotional quotient, as people use the word IQ, EQ, SQ in variety of ways. So we can say emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. It's a very interesting word, emotional intelligence. So it's a very opposite also. Is literature doing that? And you can start with Plato and try to answer, and then you can give example that I studied this poem in FY, or this poem in my school days, and it made me emotionally intelligent, or my emotional quotient increased because of that. That is one thing that you can say. Then Aristotle tried to say about catharsis. Catharsis, that it happens, catharsis, there is purgation, purification, moderation of this. So when I try to look at that, what kind of moderation has happened, or what kind of purgation has happened, or purification has happened, that also I can think and I can write about that aspect also, that the function of tragedy, for example, according to Aristotle, in particular and general about literature, was catharsis. So what is catharsis? How it happened with me, my personal life. So when you write this, you have to be very personal, like Adiga is trying to be very personal. So that way you have to see your tone is very autobiographical in this write-up, how literature shaped me. So it's very autobiographical. So you have to give your own examples rather than talking generally about the things. pick up ideas from the general observation, but you have to be autobiographical. You are writing about yourself. That tone should not be missed out when you write down this. So people like Plato, Aristotle, and many other, Matthew Arnold will be there, and T.S. Eliot will be there, will keep on telling this or that in various ways. We also find these ideas that by and large, when you look at education also, and literature becomes a part of that, we say that this concept we have, sa vidya ya vimukti. Sa vidya ya vimukti. It means vidya gives us mukti. Education gives us mukti. I want to test whether that happens with the study of literature, education of literature. If I do, it is giving me any kind of mukti. Mukti is freedom or a kind of a liberty. So I have to think that was I in bondage anywhere? Was I in bondage that I am now mukt? I am now free. But if I was nowhere in bondage, or I had no realization that I was in a bondage, then I can't feel the freedom also. If I feel that, well, I am already free. I am not tied by anything. I am not in the shackles. Nothing is tying me. Then there is no feeling of freedom also. So we have to feel that what kind of bondage is of human bondage. If you see this of human bondage, that is a novel written by Somerset Maugham. Somerset Maugham, we write it as Maugham, Maugham. Somerset Maugham. A novel also is that. We are tied by emotions, by money. Money ties us with things, culture, religion, society, parents. So lots of bondages are there that we are tied by. And then biases and prejudices. We also have a different kinds of biases or prejudices with which also we are tied, and we are not aware about many of those things. Once we become aware, we can say, well, education or literature study has made me aware about all these things. Then I can become mukt. If I do not become aware about those things, I can't be mukt also. Even after being aware, we can't be mukt. We can't be free from those things, even if we are free. But you can at least try those things that if this quote, sa vidya ya vimukte, then my education, how I am liberated from any kind of bondages that earlier I was, and there were invisible bondages. These all are invisible bondages. The another point you can also see, like there is a different another quote, very interesting quote is tamso ma jyotirgamaya, from tamas to jyoti, that is from darkness, tamas, that is darkness, to jyoti, that is light. So education takes us from darkness to light. So again, the question, what is darkness, what is light, how literature plays a vital role in taking me out of my darkness towards the light. What was the kind of darkness which I was there? There was a darkness of ignorance. One of the worst form of darkness is ignorance. So darkness itself becomes a metaphor for ignorance. So it's the metaphor, darkness. We are not in darkness as such. We have lots of lights around us. Every day sun raises, gives us lights. So we are in light, but we are in the darkness of knowledge, ignorance. So darkness is a metaphor. Tamas, Ratri, is a metaphor, and Jyoti is another metaphor for knowledge or awakening into some kinds of understanding of the world. So whether we can keep on trying these quotes, this Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya, Savidyaya Vimukte, or any other thinkers, philosophical thinkers, spiritual thinkers. They told several things about education or literature and how they are applicable. That all one can try. So the very questions about what sort of liberation we think of, what sort of liberation we think in our mind, what is this idea about being free? What is this idea about being free also? So how do we feel that freedom, that liberty, and how this education is giving us that? That all also can be discussed when you write about how literature shaped me. So these are some simple examples that you can get on a track of writing and trying and testing this all quotes about the functions of literature or functions of education system or practical utility of education or literature, practical utility of in all these terms that people tend to say, whether that really happens or not. If it is not happening, then you can also write that, well, I don't see that I am anywhere free. I was free earlier also, and the same freedom I feel today also. I don't think that literature has really made me or given me any sense of freedom, given me any that sense of freedom. I was obviously free. I was always in light. Earlier also I was in light, and now also I am in light. I don't think that before 5 years I was in any kind of darkness. That study of literature has brought me into the light. So that also can be written. So but honestly you can write whatever you feel. That honesty with yourself is very important. So it is a practice of doing swadhyayan, going inside, asking self questions, and whatever answers comes. It is not that I want to show off that, see, now I have become this, or I write this, or the ideal things I keep on writing. No, it is not required that. Your honesty matters more, because you are writing something that is very personal, very personal thing. So that is that tone, don't miss it out, and all these things you can try out when you try to write that concept also there. Any questions still, if anybody has in this write up or writing this, then you can let me know. Anybody? Otherwise, we can now move to our another topic, that is about ELT. Yeah, okay, fine. So I hope that you got the idea about write up, that you have to write about literature, you have to think about it, and what is the roadmap, what is the tone of writing. That also I think you got it in a better way.